Good evening. I'm Beth Rosenberg, Chair of the Menorah Park Board of Trustees. We are honored that you have joined us for Menorah Park's 115th annual meeting. We are proud to honor the good work of our board and community and to celebrate the strength found in unity and in our collective commitment to excellence and caring. First, we call upon Rabbi Akiva Feinstein to deliver the Dvar Torah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for this great opportunity to share with you this Dvar Torah on the occasion of our Menorah Park annual meeting. In my work, I have an opportunity to meet with people who are Holocaust survivors. And those who have gone through the Holocaust and are still strong and positive are very special indeed. And I take the opportunity when I can to ask them, what was it? What was it that got you through the Holocaust? How did you come through it with your faith and your strength and your attitude so positive? And so one particular survivor told me the following thing that will always stay with me, a tremendous lesson that I learned from him. He said to me, the reason I got through the Holocaust with strength was because of a Torah story, something that comes from the portions that we read in this month. We all know the story of Joseph, that Joseph was one of the 12 brothers, and he was a favorite of his father Jacob. He was given this fancy coat, lots of attention, and as a result, his brothers were very jealous of him. And they wanted him gone. They didn't want to see him anymore. They concocted a huge plot where at first they wanted to kill him, but then they realized that wouldn't be okay. And instead, they made a plan that they would sell him into slavery. They would send him with the caravans that were traveling from Israel to Egypt, and he would be gone from their lives. He would be out of their way. And it just so happens that at that moment, when they wanted to sell him into a caravan, this one caravan came over that was actually filled with good-smelling things. It was a caravan selling cinnamon and spices and things that were appealing. And that's the very caravan that they put Joseph on. And the Midrash tells us that when Joseph was riding in this caravan, he knew what was happening. He knew he was going to be sold into slavery. He knew he was going down to Egypt, far away from his family. But he said to himself, you know what? God could have put me in any kind of caravan, in any kind of situation, but he put me in this one that has a sweet smell, has a pleasantness to it. And this survivor said, you know what? That's what I took away from the story, is that this experience I'm going through is terrible. And I don't ask God to explain it to me, to make it understandable. It's too complicated, it's too big. But I do ask God that he puts in little sparks, little bits of light, little good things that show that he's with me. He's not going to solve all my problems, but a little bit of inspiration to remind me that he's here with me on this difficult journey. And so this message of life, this perspective, is something that we take to heart very much in our operations at Menorah Park. We work with people who are very sick, who are dealing with a lot of life challenges, a lot of difficult times, a lot of things that are very, very hard on their psyche and on their body. And our mission at Menorah Park is to give them those little sparks of goodness. You know, we can't change everything. We can't change all the outcomes. We can't make, old age, we can't make sickness easy, but we can put those sparks of goodness that make them say, you know what? If this moment is good, then God must be with me. It must be that it's going to work out okay. Giving them a smile, giving them a special treat, giving them a lot of dignity and respect to make them feel like somebody throughout this whole process is what we're all about. And so I'm very honored to be part of Menorah Park, and I wish everyone a lot of success, and we should all be blessed in this venture. And we're all doing a tremendous mitzvah together, the mitzvah of helping our community's elderly and ill, to have the best outcome and be the most successful. So thank you so much, and have a good evening.
It is customary for a representative of the Jewish Federation of Cleveland to bring greetings at our annual meeting. We have appreciated a meaningful and long-standing relationship with the Federation, and especially during these unprecedented times. This community partnership has been invaluable as we remain united in our focus on the safety and well-being of residents, clients, families, and staff. So ahead of introducing a representative, I'd like to call on Enid Rosenberg.
Thank you, Beth. This is an apropos moment to share that the Leadership Development Committee has chosen the Jewish Federation of Cleveland to receive this year's prestigious Harley I. Gross Presidential Award. The award was established in 1992 by Morton Toby Gross in honor of their son Harley, who spent many years working for the welfare of Montefiore's residents, culminating in his service as board chair. The Gross Award recognizes a trustee or community leader who, following in Harley's footsteps, has displayed extraordinary leadership, involvement, vision, and devotion, either to Menorah Park's mission and success or to broader community services that are aligned with Menorah Park's mission. The award will be presented at Menorah Park's annual meeting, which is supported in part by the Gross Award Fund. Based on this description, we find the Federation to be the ideal recipient. Federation's support throughout the affiliation process and the pandemic has had a profound impact, helping us and the community achieve critical success. Now let's hear more from Harley Gross, Jim Newbrough, and Beth Rosenberg.
I am delighted and honored that this year's award is being given to the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. The Federation was chosen due to its overwhelming commitment and service toward ensuring quality of life for all in our community. Cleveland is unlike any other city I know, in large part due to the influence of our Federation. Those involved know how to bring people together to do great things, to join in meaningful efforts to strengthen our community and ensure its sustainability. The mission, vision, and core values of an organization have the potential to be simple words on a piece of paper or a website. However, their meaning and validity come from actions. The leadership of the Federation remind all of us about the importance of taking collective action and embracing our responsibility as Jews to make the world a better place. At the time of affiliation of two long-standing organizations whose mission was the care of our elderly, I don't think any of us could have ever imagined the challenges we would face during the pandemic. At every turn, JFC has been ever present to ensure our organization and frankly all umbrella agencies that care for the elderly, such as JFSA and JCC, continue to have what is needed to help save lives and ensure the well-being of our community. While life in general is fragile, the elderly and infirm are among the most vulnerable. The pandemic brought deeper focus to this vulnerability. Older adults are at risk of being cast aside in our society. Our Jewish teachings tell us, do not forsake us in our old age, especially for our elders who were its greatest victims, particularly in the early times of the pandemic. The Federation's action during crisis demonstrated overwhelming commitment toward and understanding of the value of each life, one as important as many, all equally vital to our society. My deepest appreciation goes out to the Federation for its support of the elderly. Thank you.
I am very pleased that the Jewish Federation of Cleveland and Erica Ruden-Loria, their CEO, and David Heller, their board chair, I'm thrilled that they're receiving this award, the Harley I. Gross Presidential Award this year. The Federation has been instrumental in helping organizations like Menorah Park be able to continue to provide the wonderful services and the care that they provide to our elderly and those in the community that need it most. Their generous contributions to help us with the affiliation with Montefiore that brought two great organizations together to be one stronger organization, and their continued support through this COVID pandemic really exemplify the Federation's leadership in this community and their commitment to making sure that everyone is taken care of.
The speed with which the community and with the Federation leading pulled together the COVID fund, the foresight to understand that this wasn't going to be a small, short blip in our experience, the fact that they put in processes and leaders at the Federation in place to manage that process was amazing. And it wasn't just the COVID fund. You know, they're actively talking to government, advocating, doing everything they needed to do to help us as agencies manage the new things that kept coming out. You know, we would be getting emails from all parts of Federation giving us the kind of information we needed to track and get through the hoops that we had to jump through to get the support we needed from the government. And last, I would say the communication they provided to the community, they brought the community together in how we look at this as one community, as how everyone is deserving of the support, of helping us and feeling like we had someone on our side, having our back through all of this.
Thank you, Harley, Jim, and Beth. I'm overjoyed to welcome Federation's Board Chair David Heller to accept this award on behalf of Federation and to say a few words.
Thank you, Enid, and thank you to Harley, Jim, and Beth. It's an honor to accept this award on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. You know, when I think of the Harley Gross Award and I think of all the hard work and commitment that Harley has given to this community over the years, and specifically to our nursing homes, to Montefiore and Menorah Park, and Harley, the hard work that you put in to get us to where we are today with these two wonderful institutions becoming one is something that is just really incredible on behalf of the Jewish community. And I can't thank you enough for all of your hard work, bringing the community together, bringing so many people, two boards together to become one, to be able to deliver exceptional service to our community. Thank you. Kol hakavod. You know, when I think of these past 20 months that we've had to endure under COVID and the way that Menorah Park has responded, everyone at Menorah Park, from the leadership, the staff, the team, the board, everyone stepping up, coming together and taking care of the people that are most at risk in our community. I'm just amazed at the hard work that you've done, the delivery, and it's something that really should be commended. And when I'm out in the community talking to members, both in the Jewish community and the general community, and we point to the work that Menorah Park did through these challenging times, we are really a beacon unto the rest of the community as to the way that people have stepped up and really taken care of the elderly in our community. The most vulnerable seniors. It's just a real testimony to everything that this institution was built for, and your ability to tackle it in those difficult times like we're going through right now. And we know that COVID's not over. It's something that's a part of us in everything that we do in our everyday actions, and you continue to be stellar in your performance of the delivery of services to our most vulnerable. You know, in this past year, the Federation was able to raise $15.5 million to address the needs of COVID, many of those dollars going to nursing care at Menorah Park. And we know that that work is not done, and you've been an incredible steward of those dollars, making sure that they were delivered in the right way and that no one in our community went unhelped. And that's really an incredible testimony to the leadership and your staff and the ability to deliver upon your promise. There was a lot of stress that went on through this time, and the ability to deal with that stress and to conquer that stress is something that you guys have been incredibly adept at, and I can't thank you enough. I want to thank everyone at Menorah Park, from the top to all of the people that give their heart and soul day in and day out to make sure that the critical care is taken care of for so many important people in our community. You've been a critical partner for the success of the Jewish community, and that should be commended. And you've also been a great partner in our campaign. Our campaign just closed this past week with incredible results, and we couldn't have done it without the leadership and the whole community effort coming together. Menorah Park and everybody listening on this call, one community coming together to raise money to deliver services within our community. Can't thank all of you enough for that. I also want to say a hearty mazel tov to tonight's honorees, the Dr. Arnold L. Heller Memorial Award, given to Dr. Amanda Lathia. Additionally, the Dr. L. Heller Memorial Award Committee is honoring all the staff of Menorah Park in recognition of their heroic work. The Irving I. Stone Award recipient, Marty Marcus. Congratulations, Marty. And a thank you to the outgoing board chair, Beth Rosenberg. Thank you for your incredible service and leadership, particularly during this difficult time. Beth, you know, these are not easy times to be a leader of an organization like Menorah Park, and you did it with such poise, with such leadership, and really thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you've done. I want to welcome Harry Singer as the incoming board chair, and we look forward to continuing to work with you and all of the tremendous people at Menorah Park, the CEO, Jim Newbrough, and his entire staff. We couldn't have a better partner in the community than everyone at Menorah Park. Thank you very much.
Yasher Koach, David, and again, much appreciation to the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. Indeed, a well-deserved honor. Now I am pleased to introduce the Heller Award Committee Chair, Sarah Stein, who will help us honor a member of our community through her work in the field of geriatrics and give honor to the Menorah Park staff.
Good evening, and thank you for joining our virtual awards ceremony. I'm Dr. Sarah Stein, chair of the selection committee for the 37th annual Dr. Arnold L. Heller Memorial Award. We've had a bleak 2 years of pandemic, and I am very privileged to share a bright spot with you tonight, filled with hope and pride about the future of geriatric medicine and gerontology as I present the 2021 Heller Award. Dr. Heller was the first medical director at Menorah Park at a time when geriatric medicine was in its infancy. He was a beloved physician, teacher, researcher, and the award is designed to honor individuals and institutions who have advanced the fields of geriatric medicine and gerontology. This represents Menorah Park at its finest, striving for excellence and innovation. I want to take a minute to acknowledge the past 2 years and to tell you what I think Dr. Heller would have told us. He would have encouraged us all to follow the science, and he would have labored to find every treatment for his patients to provide the best care. I want to thank Doris Heller Kramer, Dr. Heller's wife, who established this award in his memory and has sustained it all these years. Through the miracle of Zoom, yay, she's able to attend the virtual meeting from San Diego along with the entire Heller family. Hi, guys. The Heller Award Committee consists of previous award winners who have worked to select the best of the best for more than 3 decades. This year, the committee has decided to give honors to 2 recipients. The committee would first like to recognize the entire staff of Menorah Park, all 1,100 employees, for their extraordinary bravery, dedication, and patient care over the last 2 years. All of the staff has been stretched to their limits, to breaking points, and still they have persevered, come to work, putting themselves and their own families at risk to care for our beloved parents and family and friends. Every single person who worked to maintain the Menorah Park Mark of Excellence, compassionate care as we know it, is a hero and deserves this honor. On behalf of the Heller Committee, we are proud to recognize the dedicated and heroic team at Menorah Park. Accepting this honor is our CEO, Jim Newbrough.
On behalf of the staff at Menorah Park, I'm thrilled to be able to accept the Dr. Arnold L. Heller Memorial Award this year. This award is given by a group of individuals who represent the best in gerontology. Individuals who've made significant contributions over the years, and they've been recognized for their excellence in caring. This year, that group decided that they wanted to give this award to the group of staff at Menorah Park that have provided the wonderful care over the past few years to this group of residents on our campus during a COVID pandemic. This recognition is significant in that it comes from leaders in the field of gerontology. It comes from a group of previous award winners who are saying that our staff have made a significant contribution to the way that care is provided to the elderly in our community. I'm very humbled and honored to be able to represent the Menorah Park staff in receiving this award. I appreciate the committee taking this into consideration and recognizing our staff for the wonderful work that they've done. On behalf of the staff at Menorah Park, thank you again for this recognition.
I am now proud to announce the next Heller honor. Our traditional award is given to Dr. Amanda Lathia in recognition of her exemplary contributions to the field of aging. It takes an extraordinary spirit to dedicate one's career to the care and treatment of geriatric and palliative care patients, and to train the next generation of physicians to do the same. Since arriving in Cleveland from residency at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center, Dr. Lathia brought a strong, energetic, and innovative approach to geriatric practice and education. And most importantly, while doing this, she has mastered the art of life balance, moonlighting in her spare time as a mom, gymnastics coach, taekwondo participant, and mentoring for her 2 children. Dr. Lathia is well respected by her colleagues and enjoys the reputation of being an innovative, empathetic, and skilled physician, teacher, and friend.
When I reviewed the criteria for the Dr. Heller Award, I immediately thought of Dr. Lathia. It looked to me as if many of the nominees were towards the end of their careers, and Dr. Lathia is actually a mid-career. But I felt that, number one, she really did epitomize all the values and all of the criteria that are in the award. And why wait until somebody is finishing their career before you give them this award? I really felt that this award should go to her.
Amanda's way of being in the world is one that I think is what the Heller Award looks for, is people whose commitment to the field of geriatrics, clinical care, education, community service is limitless and is deep. And I think that Amanda's personality, as well as her way of being in the world, is a perfect fit for that type of award.
Amanda, it was an honor for me to nominate you for this award. It's been an honor for me to have known you throughout the years when you started as a fellow. I wish you the best, and I know that you have accomplished great things, and I know that there are great things to come.
Amanda, I'm thrilled for your being a recipient of the Heller Award. It couldn't go to a more devoted clinician and educator, and my proverbial hats off to you.
Thank you. And Dr. Lathia, it is now my pleasure to present you with the 2021 Dr. Arnold Heller Memorial Award for Excellence in Geriatric Medicine and Gerontology. That's beautiful. And Amanda, would you like to say a few words?
Good evening, and thank you. I am absolutely honored to have been selected as recipient of the Arnold Heller Memorial Award and to be among a group of amazing prior recipients who include physicians, elder care practitioners, and researchers that have pioneered in the fields of geriatrics, gerontology, and long-term and post-acute care. I came to Cleveland 12 and a half years ago to complete a fellowship in geriatric medicine in order to improve my knowledge and skills in the art and practice of caring for older adults in multiple settings. I was not expecting to fall in love with the field. Every single day, I am thankful to be able to work with incredibly caring and generous interdisciplinary care providers. I truly feel that together we are making a difference in improving the quality of life of our older patients and their caregivers. The good news is I really do think that I can help. I like to tell students and other trainees that this field is perhaps the most challenging field in medicine and also the most rewarding. I want to thank everyone who I have worked with during my journey. I particularly want to thank Menorah Park's own Dr. Barbara Messinger-Rapport, not only for nominating me for the award, but for also recruiting me to the fellowship at Cleveland Clinic and subsequently hiring me as a staff geriatrician. I have learned so much from her over the years. She has been a mentor, teacher, and friend. I am also thankful for currently working at university hospitals, practicing primary and consultative geriatric care at Foley Elder Health, inpatient geriatric consults at UH's Cleveland Medical Center, and working at Judson Park in long-term and post-acute care. In closing, I'd like to remind us all that with the aging of our population, it is imperative for us to act as missionaries in recruiting more practitioners to the fields of geriatric medicine and gerontology, in teaching concepts of geriatric medicine to practitioners of other fields, and advocating for compassionate, safe, and person-centered care of older adults in all care settings. Thank you again for this prestigious award.
Congratulations, Dr. Lathia, and also to our Menorah Park staff, who have done a yeoman's job over the last almost 2 years, not only keeping us operating, but operating at the best that we can possibly be. Thank you so very much for all of us. Now I want to thank our Menorah Park board members as well as our foundation board partners for their dedication that helps keep Menorah Park at its very best. We've achieved a successful affiliation with Montefiore under the Menorah Park name. This has given us the opportunity to assess our annual honors. In addition to the Harley I. Gross Presidential Award, we will continue to present the David N. Myers Award and the Irving I. Stone Award. The Irving I. Stone Award is becoming an honor bestowed through our foundation. Given the importance of both of these awards, honors do not necessarily occur each year. This year, we do have a recipient for the Stone Award, and I'd like to invite Foundation Chair Rick Rivets to share the details of the award. Rick?
Thank you, Enid. The Irving I. Stone Award has now become the highest honor the Menorah Park Foundation bestows. It gives tribute to a Menorah Park supporter who has demonstrated commitment to our mission by supporting and/or leading projects that enhance our excellent services. The awardee may be a principal donor, a campaign leader, a solicitor, or a champion of such projects. And in the case of our awardee tonight, it's all of the above. Besides being recognized at the annual meeting, the awardee will also be honored at the next donor recognition event. It is my pleasure to announce that Martin Marcus, my friend and neighbor, is this year's recipient. And now I'd like to introduce Harvey Sholnick, Greg Marcus, and Erica Rudin-Loria, who will say a few words about Martin, known by many of us fondly as Marty.
When I heard that Marty was chosen for the Irving Stone Award, it really came as no surprise. Marty is a leader. Marty is an example and a model to others in his leadership.
I've probably known Marty longer than anybody because his father and my mother were first cousins. He's just a smart guy that lends his intelligence to the operation in whatever way he can.
My dad has always been a very caring person. I think it started with my grandparents, Ed and Nat Marcus. They kind of instilled in him the value of giving back and helping others in the community. And he's really put that onto myself, my sister Lynn Cohn, and brother Jeff, as we are all very involved in the community, and we've passed it on to our children. He's always been the first one they called when they were selling candy or gifts or things through school for fundraisers. He would say, "Sure, I'll take whatever you need." He's always the biggest customer for them.
He wants to do right by the community, and that's the priority. There's no ego involved here. It's all about what is the right thing to do.
I think he's a very good citizen and member of the community. He is well deserving of the award.
I think he's been a pillar in the community and a real leader, and still continues it to this day, which is amazing.
Marty, congratulations. And now I'd like to give you the opportunity to say a few words. Marty?
Thank you for honoring me with the Irving I. Stone Award. It means so much to me. Menorah Park holds a very special place in my heart. It's been part of my family as long as I can remember. My parents lived at Stone Gardens. My grandmother was one of the first tenants at R.H. Myers Apartments. My wife's grandparents were residents at the nursing home. We were so grateful to have them close by and always knew they were well taken care of. This brought us immense comfort and great peace of mind. The award is particularly meaningful to me because I knew Irving Stone very well. He was a special person and, of course, extremely philanthropic. I learned a great deal from him about philanthropy and service to the Jewish community. It's so wonderful that his family has continued to carry on this legacy. He was also quite friendly with my parents. They traveled together many times around the world. Both my father, Nat, and father-in-law, Bill Wilkoff, were on the Menorah board. And now I have the great pleasure of serving alongside my son, Greg. My wife, Lois, was involved with the Women's and Men Association for many years. My daughter, Lynn, is the vice chair of the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. My daughter-in-law, Shelley, has worked at Federation for many years. And my son-in-law, Phil, was recently president of Jewish Family Service. My son, Jeffrey, is a volunteer tutor in New York City. And my daughter-in-law, Debbie, is active on the Jewish Women's Foundation. Clearly, service to the community is very important to our family. I really remember when Stone Gardens was first conceived. I was at a board meeting, and it was proposed that we build an assisted living facility on our campus. The next day, Irving Stone called Steve Rachelson and said, "I put stock in your account." Steve said, "What for?" Irv said, "Well, you said you wanted to build an assisted living facility. This is going to give you a mammoth start." It's amazing to see what came out of that conversation and the tremendous impact we've been able to have caring for the Jewish community. My brother Herb and I were very proud to be able to fund the Rehabilitation Center some years ago. After touring it recently with Jim Newbrough, we realized how important it was to update the facility. The renovation's now complete, and Menorah Park has a beautiful state-of-the-art rehabilitation pavilion with modern amenities and technologies. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for Menorah and know it will continue to have an immeasurable impact on the Jewish community. I'm honored to play a small part in that and truly humbled to receive this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rick, and Yasher Koach to you, Marty. So well deserved. In addition to collaboration on annual honors, the Leadership Committee also nominates to re-elect the following members for an additional 3-year term: Patty Burns, Alec Berezin, Ken Bravo, Howard Danziger, Noreen Koppelman-Goldstein, Bob Quate, Keith Libman, Bill Lieberman, Joel Marks, and Neil Tramer. The committee also nominates the following officers to serve in 2022 for a 1-year term: Harry Singer, Board Chair; Mark Silverstein, Vice Chair; Judy Walensky, Vice Chair; Idell Wolf, Treasurer; Greg Marcus, Associate Treasurer; and Howard Epstein, Secretary. A vote has occurred at our November board meeting due to the virtual nature of this evening.
Thank you, Enid, and congratulations to all who have been honored and recognized for their good work. As we continue to work our way through this novel time of pandemic, one very positive theme continues amidst any challenges we may face. Our incredible community has come together in unity with support and commitment to excellence and caring. We experience passion toward achieving this success in all capacities, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Beyond the important mantra of excellence and caring, embraced by and guiding the actions of our internal teams, so many of you join in these efforts for the good of thousands of individuals we serve today and have the potential to help in the future. Your energy propels us forward and drives our mission.
In our snow-filled months, hope warmed our spirits with the introduction of vaccines. Given the number of people under our care, achieving success with vaccination could be described as a Herculean effort. Strong supply and coordinated efforts with our infection control team and our designated pharmacy, CVS, was critical to successfully ensure thousands of vulnerable adults and essential teams throughout our organization received the opportunity to become vaccinated. We gained the benefit of an additional expert at one of the most critical times, with Dr. Jessica Coleman joining us in a new role as Vice President of Medical Affairs. She also provides global perspectives through her involvement as President-elect of the Ohio Society for Post-Acute and Long-Term Care. Her wealth of knowledge, coupled with her natural ability, help her to develop strong teams that build on the culture of resident client service and caring. We also welcomed Regina Prosser's return to our family, first at Montefiore as an associate administrator, and now as our vice president of clinical services. She developed a robust online training series for all of our staff to complete at his or her own pace. This is coupled with in-person clinical programs, among other hands-on learning opportunities. Due to our reputation of excellence and best practices in clinical education, Menorah Park is also sought by institutions of higher learning as a training destination. Regina has engaged with Tri-C for one of these efforts. Tri-C has partnered with Menorah Park to offer nursing students a diverse learning experience while gaining hands-on opportunities in geriatric nursing and rehabilitation. We also have a robust training program to support students' paths toward becoming state-tested nursing assistants. They have shared their rewarding experience with guest speakers that have included Menorah Park resident Emily Fleischer, who as a career was a rehabilitation counselor and a very skilled public speaker. She shared words of encouragement and wisdom with the students just ahead of their graduation from the program.
You've chosen the right profession/career path.
Her words were meaningful and a lasting reminder of the purpose and goals of the work they have chosen. Together, Jessica and Regina, as leaders in their respective clinical domains, enhance our strength in infection control, clinical best practices, and medical expertise. They also clearly recognize these very challenging times and support initiatives that demonstrate the respect and care we all feel toward our devoted staff.
I have appreciated the education and support they share and provide to all of us, including the important reminders that excellence in caring for staff is equally as important as the emphasis on caring for people we serve. Staff members are the backbone of the organization, and I appreciate the measures taken to reduce risk of burnout and all actions that demonstrate how much leaders at all levels appreciate their teams. I also thank our board members for seeking various ways to recognize these healthcare heroes. Just recently, they have united to sponsor gifts of gratitude to all who work for this incredible organization. We know and appreciate that each makes a difference in the lives of those engaged with Menorah Park, no matter their role.
I agree and appreciate our donors who have sponsored annual Staff Awards of Excellence along with Staff Longevity Awards. I hear that nearly 270 staff members have achieved wonderful milestones. I also know that there are numerous staff members approaching these same milestones through decades of dedication as well. And speaking of dedication, many of us know, respect, and care for Barry Hinken, who has been with Menorah Park as a transporter for more than 40 years. He was among his staff family at a recent outdoor appreciation event. And Jim, you too had a milestone. Happy 5th year anniversary. And may I add, and many more to that sentiment.
Thank you, Rick. I'm honored to be among 117 staff members who joined our team 5 years ago. That includes a young man who was in my orientation class and works in housekeeping named Adrian Valentino Green. I'm impressed with the values he expressed and glad to know that he has become an integral member of the team. He believes in teamwork, saying, "Positivity is free. Why not give it up?" With a desire to help motivate others and build team spirit with each of us being a link in the chain, when strong and all connected, it works extremely well. I couldn't be more proud of his efforts and the dedication of all of our staff to our core values that make Menorah Park such a special organization. Each individual brings his or her own passion and commitment to their roles that further strengthen the Menorah Park family. I am further impressed by community members who enhance our Menorah Park family for the good of the residents and clients. Late last summer, WKYC reporter Lindsay Buckingham began a Pen Pal initiative to enhance the lives of residents in our communities. As a result, she interviewed several residents interested in participating to encourage people to become pen pals. Hundreds of cards, letters, and small gifts continue to arrive. This has added smiles to each person's day, and especially during a time when the state of Ohio was strategically and gradually opening up with restrictions that were still placed on social interaction options. Wiggins Place resident and retired teacher Charlotte Bergen took hold of this opportunity with what I can only describe as great gusto.
As a matter of fact, Jamie is on this call. Would you like to say hi?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
Jamie, are you there?
Are you Jamie?
I am. Charlotte.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you.
I appreciate her ever-present sense of humor, and I recall her joking about being excited to have a new full-time job through all of the correspondence.
And I also saw that we turned the tables on Lindsay interviewing her for the community news when, on top of the Pen Pal program, she helped bring attention to Charlotte's desire to publish her children's book. Thanks to Lindsay's heart and dedication to sharing hopeful stories, she'll have a book to share with children and especially her grandchildren.
We do indeed have an incredible Cleveland and Northeast Ohio community. They join us in valuing programs and initiatives that support adults as they age, and especially when they need us the most, often during later years. With gratitude to the community and appreciation to the foundation team, we achieved a record $1 million in donations to last year's campaign. And upon Joel Fox's retirement, we welcomed Brian Sokol as our Chief Development Officer, moving from strength to strength and leading our cause. We thank the community for continuing their support during this year's campaign and hope to break last year's record. Thanks to our associate board, we also had a successful virtual walk and run during warm weather known as Home Run. It was fun seeing everyone posting photos of accomplishing their fitness goals while also raising funds to improve lives in our community and to help with increased costs associated with the pandemic. This board also dug in the dirt with Menorah Park residents to spruce up outdoor gathering spaces.
Thankfully, as plants began to spring through the fresh earth, we achieved renewed hope for better days ahead. After months of cases increasing, we began to receive reports of declines of cases in communities locally and across the United States, thanks to all measures in place, including availability of vaccines. Our Spiritual Living Committee was overjoyed to learn that one of the first opportunities for coming together again included in-person services. And Rabbi Feinstein has continued to find creative ways to ensure meaningful holiday experiences with a hybrid approach. His team has taken advantage of our in-house TV channels and YouTube to broadcast services, and they also lead small group services and programs at a variety of locations, in addition to one-to-one spiritual counseling. We have always been a social community, too, and besides quenching our spiritual thirst, we needed to feed our hunger for the return to the days of being out and about and coming together in a variety of ways.
All of us felt a sense of exuberance with the safe reduction of restrictions and the opportunities to fully welcome families and friends back to visit their loved ones. Channel 3's Austin Love returned to share stories of reunions, including one of his favorite couples, Ron and Jane Grossman. We celebrated live music returning to the piazza with immediate expressions of rejoicing to the music of favorite local musicians. Beginning with Yiddish Cup, and next Don Rubin and his wife Elaine did something they hadn't done for more than a year. They danced to favorite tunes from the 60s, with daughter Karen Schultz looking on with delight, drinking in this beautiful moment of togetherness. Residents began to enjoy the simple pleasures of picnics, walking along the shore of Lake Erie, taking advantage of photo ops in front of the nearby Cleveland sign, "It never felt so sweet." Activities including wine tastings, new art, and more musical experiences continued with increasing momentum.
With safety being paramount, desires to remain as social and as open as possible were ever present in our minds. Donors stepped forward to help us renovate and repair the pavilion patios at Menorah Park, knowing that outdoor spaces are that much more important, being among the safest gathering spaces. In this new era, we have also continued with some virtual experiences, finding comfort with a blend of opportunities to use technology in new and exciting ways, such as with our virtual Shining Star Klee high school singing competition.
Not alive. Somebody crown me with love.
The third time entering into the annual Shining Star Klee competition, now in its 5th year, was indeed a charm for Callista Zajac, a junior at Magnificat High School. Her winning performance of Being Alive from the musical Company catapulted her among 9 other finalists. After the exciting announcement of the winner, the evening's host, WKYC senior health correspondent Monica Robbins, also reported that the event raised $430,000 in important support for a variety of memory care services provided through Menorah Park. And we recently had the opportunity to celebrate Ag Magnificat, presenting the music department with a $2,500 check, coupled with a ceremonial presentation to Callista, with her parents present to share in the experience.
We continue to be unified in our commitment to find unique ways to enhance lives and encourage meaningful moments. One very important focus remains honoring our veterans in deep appreciation for their service. We are very grateful for the help of Barry Nadler, who brought forward one wonderful opportunity that will act as a springboard for more as we share the story.
We all gathered together and we took off to Luxembourg. The Germans were going so fast.
Barry visits often and learned of his grandfather Milton's dream to share his wartime memories with active duty soldiers. He sprung into action, coordinating with our Menorah Park team. While planning was underway, Milton and fellow veteran and resident Mark Frisch became reacquainted, and Mark also joined the small group that included 2 active soldiers and family members of both veterans, eager to listen intently to the stories they had to share. As a veteran myself, I am humbled and very appreciative of Barry's strong depth of understanding and drive to ensure this wish was fulfilled.
As we continue to highlight the variety of positive experiences achieved throughout the year, it fills me with pride knowing these actions truly fulfill the Menorah Park vision to help people live empowered, better, and inspired through the many opportunities we support. The energy and passion permeates every facet of the organization, and I have been proud to serve as the organization's chair throughout my entire 3-year term. I am deeply impressed that Menorah Park has an adult day program with such longevity, being the longest in existence, and that since reopening, the center has provided a continued COVID-free safe space to enjoy the company of peers, receive daytime care, and provide a means for respite for family caregivers. That our Vinnie palliative care and hospice program offers alternative therapies and strong layers of support during life-limiting illness or later in life journeys. Our home care and at-home service provide the loving care and support needed for well-being and greater independence. And our Peter B. Lewis Aquatic and Therapy Center staff offer specializations and individual approaches that help people successfully return to greater independence by reducing their pain and supporting healing. These opportunities occur both on-site and through virtual engagement.
Coming in live to do some yoga with me. I hope you...
They even provide free yoga classes on Facebook Live, with access to replay the classes through its Facebook page. I appreciate the level of caring as staff intently listens to the needs of our community and finds unique ways to discover answers to their needs.
Beth, thank you. I too am so proud and honored to be part of this incredible organization, and we all want to express our gratitude to you for your leadership throughout the affiliation process and during one of the most challenging and novel times any of us has ever experienced.
Hey sis, it's me, your older sister, and we both know there are a lot of people who've asked us if we are truly sisters. The reality is we're married to Rosenbergs who aren't even related. But that made me think, What are sisters? Webster defines sisters as female friends or colleagues linked by a bond of friendship and understanding and who share similar interests. Enid's definition is women who work together. We do. Women who support each other. We do. Women who at times disagree. Oh, we do that also. And women who are always there for each other. And we are. So I guess, in fact, we are sisters, and I couldn't be prouder that we are. Proud of you, sis, for all you've accomplished, not only for Menorah Park, but also for our entire community. You are undoubtedly the right leader at the right time. May you go from strength to strength. Love you.
I think Beth's style is to kind of break things down into their component parts and figure out what needs to be done immediately, what needs to be done in the near future and the long-term future. And then she tackles them one at a time at the same time. I'm extremely proud of all that Beth has done for the community because somehow she manages to find the time for her human family, her pet family, our extended family, and her friends.
Mom, we're so lucky to have you as a role model. Working full-time, participating in charities and boards, and still being there for us full-time too.
Setting an example of what a strong working mother could be has positioned us each to be able to move with confidence through the world.
We're so proud of all the work you've done with Menorah Park and want to give a big congratulations on all you've accomplished.
We love you.
Beth, I know that when somebody's spouse is ending their term at an organization, the other spouse usually says, "Oh, we get to have you back now." I'm not going to say that because I never felt that you weren't there for us, for me. And even if I did, I know you're just going to move on to the next phase, whether that's work or more volunteerism. So I wish you to do it just to move from strength to strength and enjoy what you're doing.
I am honored to have been asked by our fellow trustees to succeed you as board chair, and I add my thanks and admiration for your efforts on behalf of this institution that we all cherish. I also thank you for our time together over the past months to ensure that this transition will be seamless. I'm ready to go, but knowing that you remain available to provide me advice and counsel is of great comfort. Our 115th annual meeting is taking place, as did other annual meetings over our history, during very challenging times. I believe, however, that just as those who led Menorah Park before us provided the necessary leadership and support to ensure that we never failed to meet the expectation embedded in our values that we honor our mothers and fathers, we too will be up to the challenges that we face. In that regard, I thank in advance my fellow trustees, every single person that makes up the remarkable Menorah Park staff, our generous donors, and the entire Jewish community of Cleveland for your engagement, your intellect, and your emotional and financial support. By working together, perhaps our accomplishments may, sometime over the next 115 years, serve to provide confidence to our successors as they faced challenging times. Beth, please accept this gavel and menorah as small tokens of our gratitude.
Thank you, Harry, so much. I really appreciate these beautiful gifts. And I'd like to say a few words as well to everybody here. First, I can't thank everyone enough for making what could have been a very difficult 3 years manageable, where I could feel a lot of pride. I have to say, when we came together and affiliated Montefiore and Menorah Park, I felt like we were coming together with friends, with community. We had all the same goals and mission, and I'm so thankful to how we brought this together. I need to thank the board and the officers and everyone over the past few years who have put blood and sweat and tears into making this organization not only survive, but in fact thrive in a way in terms of getting through what could have been, something very difficult. Of course, I need to thank my partner in Jim Newbrough. Jim and I have built a great relationship. We've been able to be partners with each other, to be able to vent when we need to, and it's been really critical to this process. And of course, the staff. The staff is amazing. I've said to people, you think my 3 years have been really hard, and they haven't been easy, but with staff like Jim and his team, it meant that I could sleep at night usually. And last, I have to wish all the best to my friend Harry Singer. He has been side by side with me every step of the way here, and he has given me wonderful counsel and great support, and I wish him all the best. And Harry, I'm here for you in any way you need. I just may take a few weeks off. Thanks so much.
That concludes our 2021 Menorah Park annual meeting. Thank you for your attendance and your attention. I want to wish all of you a happy and peaceful 2022.